There we go. Sorry, I'm not quite with it today. I do play. I'm not quite with it today, Joe. We'll stumble through today's show and see where we end up. Why does everyone keep going on about maths? Do they? Yeah. I can think of two people.
Okay, yeah. Rachel Riley. But that's fine. She's a mathematician.
If you multiply that by the square root of 6, it's everybody.
Right, okay.
Just stop going on about maths. Some people, their heads can't do maths. Or, here's an interesting thing, they don't want to do maths. I don't want to do maths.
Okay.
I bet you love maths.
No, I don't love maths.
Making out with maths at the back of the classroom.
Mm-mm. I think I scraped through.
Yeah. Maths, and if you like maths, that's brilliant. Then you go and do maths. But if you don't like maths, that's brilliant. You don't have to do maths.
Okay.
Never had to do maths in my life.
Well, Rachel made a good point.
Go
that
on.
You use it in your everyday life.
Oh, geez, give me an example. Because you don't. That's what maths people say. Or you use maths every day. No, you don't.
Counting.
Go on. Give me
how many crisps in your crisp bag.
There we go. Who counts crisps in crisp bag? My kids do, actually. Can I have a crisp? And they will give you one crisp. I think Rachel makes a terrible point. I like Rachel. She gets a lot of anti-Semitic abuse online, yeah. And I look at it and go, what? It's awful. I will give her abuse for her maths beliefs, though, because she's wrong. You don't do maths every day. 08. Hang on, what's the number? 01 865 575 106. Can anybody give me examples of maths you do every day?
Okay, working out how much change you're going to get from your coffee.
No, because you do it on your card. You don't care about change anymore. Is it? I think we've. I think you've proved my point.
Okay, fine.
01865 575 106. You can text 81400. Start your text with the word Jack. Everyday maths doesn't exist. Did you see the email we got yesterday from Nav, who works in the office?
Yes.
So we had the most insane email, right? I'm going to read it. Hey, breakfast team, me and you. Just took a call from a guy called Kev, the window cleaner.
Yeah.
He tells me he is an absolute hoot and a favourite of various radio stations to call up during live shows. So the stations call him up.
Right.
He lives in Hampshire. Yes, I know, this is getting odder by the second. He entertained me with a couple of jokes. I just had to do a fake laugh, bless Clev. He then proceeded to give me his number in case anyone wants to call him, and there's his number. I did suggest that he simply call the Rude Awakening live himself, which would be the better route. But Kev, the window cleaner, seems to wish I pass his number on. My job is done. Nav.
Wow, there's so much to unpick from that.
Isn't there a lot?
So firstly, he thinks that he is the preferred person to call by lots of radio stations.
So lots of radio stations...
They must have told him that then.
They must have told him. They call him up for his, I'm going to guess, banter?
Yeah.
Should we call him up after 7:30?
Yeah, I think we should.
But if he's rubbish...
He has to make us laugh.
He's going to get told he's rubbish. I ain't going to... listen, life is too short. Life is wafer thin. We're going to play some Jeff Beck in a minute. Life is wafer thin. If he's rubbish, I'm telling him he's rubbish.
Yeah, he needs to stop selling himself to radio stations if he's rubbish.
Yeah, and also, I won't phone in. You've got to phone me. All right, Kev. I'll phone you. Now, Jeff Beck died. One of the greatest, music players of all time, right? Jeff Beck was brilliant. However, he will forever be known primarily for the big hit, which I think was in 66 or 67, Hi Ho Silver Lining. Now, when I was a kid growing up, Joe, in the 70s and the early 80s, family parties, towards the end of the family parties, when everyone was absolutely sloshed,
yes,
they would play Hi Ho Silver Lining by Jeff Beck. Everyone would sing it. So for me, this song sums up 1979 at what was the club near where Nanny Peg used to live? The Jack something Club. Everyone being absolutely off their faces
It's like Now We Do It to the Killers, don't we? The Killers is something like that. It's like the end of the night
what's
song.
What's the Killers one?
Coming out of my cage and I be... That's like an end of the night wedding song, right?
Yeah. This is the original end of the night, absolutely drunk song.
Right.
So, Joe, thank you very much. Jeff Beck, sir, we salute you and thank you for your service to music. This is Jack FM.
You're everywhere and nowhere, baby. That's where you're at. Going down a bumpy hillside in your hippie hat, flying across the country and getting fat, saying everything is groovy when your tires are flat. Baby, there. Anything you want is yours now. Only nothing's for free. Lies are gonna get you someday. Just wait and see. So open up your beach umbrella while you're watching TV.
And it's though it's obvious. Just to let you know, the bar's going to be shutting in 20 minutes. The bar's going to be shutting in 20 minutes. With the owner of a Polo SM15 UFL. Please move it. You are blocking the exits. Here we go. It's obvious. It's your last time, everybody. Lights on after this. Hi-ho, silver lining. Everywhere you go, baby, I see. Jeff Beck, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff Beck. Jeff Beck, followed by the Tamperer. I mean, as radio stations go, it's, you know what I mean? Oh, we're going to have fun today. We're going to have fun today, dear listener.
a chimney on her. What? She's gonna look like with a chimney on her.
So I've just found the club where I was talking about where we had birthday parties and Christmas parties in the 70s. The Jacobs Club, Hillingdon Street. London SE17, the Jacobs Club. I'm looking at the floor that I did skids on my knees on as a kid. Jacobs Club, isn't it? Look at that. I did skids on my knees as a kid in that club. That is amazing. It's all wafer thin, this stuff, you know. You got to grab it while you can. You've got to grab it while you can.
Iain Lee's Rude Awakening is here. All other breakfast shows are toast.
Okay.
106 Jack FM.
So it turns out we're doing the clubs that your parents had parties in the 70s and 80s. So mine was the Jacobs Club in Hillingdon Street. I can't quite work. I think it may have closed down. I can't quite work it out. But I've just seen I've gone all South London, haven't I? I've seen some wonderful pictures of the front of the Jacobs Club, and I've seen the upstairs, which is where something very traumatic happened to me. I broke a load of glasses once, and it's had a huge, profound effect on my life. That's by the by. But also, on that floor, I have done so many skids on my knees. David Turner's has sent me one. Now, I don't know quite what the name of this place is, but I can see it's the home of what looks like the 16th Morden Scout Group. Can't quite read it, but it's an absolute hole. It's a hole. But the magic that went on inside those places, if you want to send me pictures of the clubs, I don't mean like Heaven or Pasha. I mean the proper little clubs on your council estate where you had weddings and you had birthdays and funerals and all that kind of stuff. You can email them. rudeawakening@jackfm.co.uk. Also, there was a phone in and I've forgotten what it was. It's going to be one of those days, guys. I'm like not 100% focused, and I do apologise. It's not. I hope you don't take that as a rudeness. I got a friend who's very, very, very ill, and so my head is slightly skewed 5 degrees off, of course. But it does mean we'll probably have one of the best shows we've ever had. 01865 575 106 is the phone number. Call in about anything, right? Because you know what? We might not be here tomorrow. We might not be here tomorrow. Oh, my God! The universe is working in mysterious ways. There's a higher power moment. Philip!
Good morning, Iain, and a belated Happy New Year to you.
It is so lovely to hear you. I heard you on Alan Bezick's show the other night.
Did you? I thought that I really enjoyed that call.
I enjoyed that call as well. I liked it when he told you off.
Yes,
I did enjoy that. And I tell you why it's profound that you've called, right? One of my friends, Phil,
yes,
who's been like a listener for over 20 years, right, and has become a dear friend of mine, is very, very, very ill. And I mean very, very ill. And you know what it's like, Phil. You must have lost people. When people are close to death or they die, you look at everything and think, oh, my God, we need to make every single second of this stupid game worth it, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And I'm sat here and I'm thinking of my dear friend, and then you phone up. And that is a magical coincidence, Phil.
Oh, thank you.
Genuinely lovely to hear your voice.
Reason I rang you, and I saw a story this morning from New York that I found amazing. And
Go on.
Well, there was this train that went from Virginia down to Orlando, and the people got on the train were delayed for 37 hours.
I did think you were going to say 37 days for a second.
No.
37 hours?
It's on the New York Post website if you want to see it. And the people started to panic because they thought they were being held hostage. So they phoned the police, you see. That's what I thought. I thought you'd love the story. And they did allow the pets to go out for a
pony.
For a what's-name break.
A what's-name break, yes.
I don't know whether they got back into the train again.
But so were they in the middle of nowhere then?
Well, what it was, Iain, the train got diverted.
Yeah.
There was an accident on one of the lines, so the line that they would normally use was out of operation.
Yeah.
So they got diverted onto, I suppose, what we would call a branch line, and the rest is history. I mean, can you imagine? You're middle.
Imagine.
What's the strangest thing that's ever happened to you on the train?
Well, I tell you, I did some filming for Watchdog on the train once, where the story, we had to sneak into the toilet privately, quietly, because we didn't have permission to film. And the story was that the toilet rims on trains' toilets were like really, really filthy. So I was on my knees in a public toilet, swabbing the rim of a train toilet, all for 250 quid. And I'm doing it, I thought, nah, this ain't worth 250 quid. So that's the strangest thing for me.
The one thing that happened to me, I was in Toronto and I went on a day trip down to Windsor, which is on the border with Detroit.
Yep.
And on the way back, we stopped for about 10 minutes, and then it came over the loudspeaker that a car had stalled on a crossing, because there was no level crossings out in the country. Anyway, so it turned out two guys had stolen a car, and it had stalled on the railway track. So they got out, left it, run off.
Yeah.
And it was only because a farmer happened to be looking out of his window, saw the car on the track, phoned the police, otherwise we would have gone into it.
Flip, I nearly saw them, Philip. Dear God, I nearly saw. Philip, listen, how, are you healthy? Are you well?
Yeah, I'm looking over, touch wood, everything seems okay. And
you've got to be 90 soon, right?
No. I'm 81 this year, and really, sort of enjoyed it. But I'm glad you enjoyed it, because I really enjoyed that call the other night.
It was lovely. It was really lovely to hear your voice.
Did you know anybody who did jury service on Crown Court?
No, I don't know anyone who did jury service on Crown Court. And everybody listening to this is going, "What is Crown Court?" Because we're old.
It's come back, as you know, on Talking Pictures. Yeah. But I think they should bring it back,
I think it was I remember watching it as a kid and thinking, this is the most boring thing I've ever seen.
You're guilty of not liking it.
Guilty! Philip,
anyway,
so lovely to hear your voice, mate. Take care.
All the best. Bye.
Bye-bye. Today we're going to celebrate life, right? It's wafer thin, and we're going to celebrate it. We're going to grab it by the balls, and we're going to bounce those balls up and down in our hands, okay?
Smiling, you empty sky,
Lauren says, what a great morning. Philip from South Norwood is still around. Wahoo! Philip has been calling me for years and years and years and years. He won't take the hint. So lovely to hear his voice, and today of all days. I'm going to be a little bit sloppy and sentimental today, but do you know what? Good. We need it. Hug your kids, man. Phone your mum and dad up. Tell your mum and dad you love them. Unless that's problematic for you, which it might be. You know. This thing is wafer thin. Sweet Lord. Oh my God. 01865 575 106 is the phone number. You can phone in and just check in about anything you want. Just phone in. Say, do you know what? I'm still alive and I'm going to make today count. Have some of that. Iain Lee's Rude Awakening, weekdays from 7 on Jack. Joe, thank you very much for that. So we had this email sent on from Nav, one of member of the team here at Jack FM. Considerably smaller team than it was about 2 weeks ago, but that's life. That's how it goes. And she sent this email saying, Iain, I just took a call from a guy called Kev the window cleaner. He tells me he is an absolute hoot and a favourite of various radio stations to call up during live shows. He lives in Hampshire. Yeah, I know, this is getting odder by the second. He entertained me with a couple of jokes. I just had to do a fake laugh. Bless Kev. He then proceeded to give me his number in case anyone wants to call him. I did suggest he simply call the Rude Awakening himself, which will be the better route. But Kev, the window cleaner, seems to wish that I pass his number on. So, Joe, we're going to phone him. This is genuine, right? I have no idea who this gentleman is.
I'm a bit nervous and excited.
Well, I think I don't like jokes, and I think people that tell jokes are very, very rude because they're putting pressure on you to laugh.
Yeah, and he says he is a hoot.
He says he is a hoot. So, hang on a minute. How do I do this? Make call. I mean, he could also just come on and he could come on and be very naughty as well. We don't know.
Anyone could do that. Yeah.
Don't give them.
Oh no, sorry.
Okay, so let's see what we got here. This is Kev the window cleaner. Let's see.
Hopefully he's up.
Imagine he gives the number in and then he's not there to answer the phone. Kev, wearing very thin, mate.
Welcome to the Tesco mobile voicemail service. The person you're calling is unable to take your call. Please leave your message after the tone. To record your message again, press # at any time.
Hello, Kev. This is Iain from Jack FM. I believe you called up our office yesterday asking us to phone you up on the show. Well, we're doing that and you've not answered. So what's your problem? Joe, anything you want to say to him?
Yeah, well, you said you're a hoot, so we'd just love to find out how much of a hoot.
018, I tell you what's going to happen. You can either call 01865 575 106, or we'll call you one more time after 8 o'clock if you don't answer your band. And just because this is good phone etiquette, the phone number is 01865 575 106. You call us, or we call you back one more time. If you don't answer, then you're banned for life. Feels a bit harsh, doesn't it? It doesn't feel harsh.
It was a bit brutal.
Do you know what? I really enjoyed... I'm in a very, very peculiar mood, and why the hell not? And do you know what? I really enjoyed hearing this yesterday. So, do you know what?
Some people say, look.
Should we have some of this, Joe?
I'm all for it.
Let's have a little bit of Bewitched.
I get down from a treehouse sitting in the sky. I wanna know just what I do. Is it very big? Is the room for two? I got a house with the windows and doors. I'll show you mine, you show me yours. Gotta let me in. Hey, 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 let the fun begin. Hey, I'm the wolf today. Hey, 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 I'll huff you away.
radio station in the world, going from Bewitched. That song's great, right? The only station in the world going from Bewitched
Do you have the time
to Green Day.
to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? I am one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Am I just up? I went to a shrink to analyze my dreams. She says it's lack of sex that's bringing me down. I went to a whore. He said my life's a bore. Choke with my white cause it's bringing her down. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Grasping to control, so I better hold on. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Am I just
Here's a good one. Here's a good one. Oh my God, I'm so emotional today. Down, bow, bow, boom, boom, boom. If I start crying, just ignore me. Right? If I start crying, tell your kids it's perfectly cool for men who are nearly 50 to cry. Stuart says, "Good morning, Ian. I found Jack FM while driving around Oxfordshire on my delivery. I've downloaded the app and listened to your show every morning. I'm delivering all over Essex today, not Oxfordshire." It says, "You don't play the same tunes over and over again all day." Well, you wait. You wait. Yeah, I'm in a weird mood. I've got a friend who's very, very ill. So if I start crying, just, it's life. Embrace it. Don't think, "Oh my God, that's weird." Just think, "Oh, there's someone who's in touch with his, what do they call them? They call them emotions these days." Here's a great story. Mourners were gobsmacked when a flash mob, oh, this is brilliant,